So to build your foundation as you cultivate your breath awareness and breath practice, the very first, most fundamental breathing technique is long, deep breathing, and it is the basis for establishing awareness. To do long, deep breathing, it is very helpful to break it down into components or areas where you bring your awareness to. The first is the abdomen, then the chest, and then something that most of us are not used to breathing into is the clavicle. And in fact, when we do truly long, deep breathing, we're filling our entire cavity and can even breathe up into the crown. So let's build this. I will do this by demonstrating for you to watch, and then as you practice while watching, I will continue the exercise longer so that you can also turn inward by closing your eyes and not watching me. So with practicing the abdominal breath, please bring your one of your palms to your belly or your navel, which is just below the belly button actually, so way deep down in here. The other hand would go on your chest. And with isolated abdominal breathing, you want to direct the breath right into this lower abdomen and then not move the chest and not move the clavicles. Let's do this by your deep breath going right into here, and then as you exhale, you pull the navel in towards your spine, and that pushes up the diaphragm and expels breath. So let's take a deep inhale. So you may have noticed that my hand is a pretty pronounced movement with the breath pushing out and pulling in. And before I started practicing pranayama, that was quite unnatural for me. My breath was mostly up here, and that is very common for most people. So this is a really good practice, the abdomen breathing. Next component is the chest breathing, and you have your hands in the same positions, but this time do not direct your breath to the abdomen, just into the chest to fill the chest cavity, and that pushes just the chest outward. And then as you exhale, it relaxes. So again, bring awareness, bring intention to breathing into the lung and chest cavity. Deep inhale. So, and that is most commonly how most people breathe, just into their chest and rising here. The final component of long, deep breathing is way up here, and it takes quite some practice to really get the sensation of expansion in the clavicle area. When I do this with you, you will see that my chest does move, and that's not because of the air filling or expelling from the chest, but rather that as I fill the clavicular area, my shoulders will pull backward, my shoulder blades are pulling backward, and that naturally does lift the chest. So isolate, do not bring breath into your abdomen nor the chest. Direct the breath up here and allow your shoulder blades to move back and down. And don't do it with mechanical control of the shoulder blades, but rather with the breath doing that work for you. So let's take an inhale. And now the next step, we will integrate, and the long deep breath, you fill the abdomen, continue the slow deep full inhale to fill your chest, then fill your clavicle and fill to the top of your crown. Then you exhale and allow that breath to slowly evacuate, and then at the bottom of the exhale, your navel should automatically, by doing the full exhale, it should be contracting, pulling inward. Your diaphragm will lift and expel all of air. So let's take a deep inhale, bringing fullness all the way through each of those areas. Slow, long, and deep with intention. Fill the belly. Make your breath audible. So when you practice this kind of long, controlled, intentional breathing, you will notice that the breath cycle does become much longer. And when you practice this each day, a few minutes at a time, you'll eventually develop a new habit of full, long, deep breathing as your natural rhythm eventually. And it has become for me, before I began a dedicated practice of pranayama and meditation, the whole Kundalini yoga, I did used to breathe around 18 breaths per minute, and now it is actually naturally, the balanced state of it, natural state of it is now around 6 breaths per minute. So that is quite a shift, and I believe that is why I am, instead of being a perfectionist, an anxious person, I am now just, my baseline is calm and peaceful and clear and grounded. So I hope you will also, over time, develop this new habit as I have. Blessings.